just there's some things that she didn't go over because I think she had limited time. I'm sure there's a whole lot of stuff to cover, but I actually don't know Levi and Nancy well enough to know for certain how they would lie, but I can surmise. I would say that what Levi is going to do is distraction, and he's going to do this in the form of quip. He's going to come up with clever puns, okay? Or something like that. And what he's doing is he's sprinkling the conversation with jokes that are pre-planned, that have punchlines. And the reason he's doing this, he'll probably put one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end at least. And he's doing this so that when you remember the conversations, you remember his jokes. You don't remember that he doesn't have evidence or anything. Okay? And I would say that he's going to say something and he's going to smile. But he'll probably hold it for too long. I can put up a link below on how to spot a fake smile. Okay? He'll laugh with it. It might sound a little bit forced or a little bit nervous. And it'll be his way of having conviction, it would seem, except he's giving opinions, not facts. And he's also, there's no need to be nervous. Maybe a camera would make him nervous or something, but there's no need to be defensive or cocky if you're right? Now I get arrogant because I'm taking down the whole fucking NWO, man. But that's a different kind of arrogance. It's not one person against one person. They feel so. Now think about that. Why would they have so much fun getting off on making fun of or hurting one person? That's ganging up. You don't need to lord over power someone unless you already feel the need to do that. Okay? Something to think about. Now Odette, I really had never known to be a liar, so this is very confusing for me, but I was able to see what she was doing, and she's actually probably one of the best liars you have. Shouldn't probably tell you that because you'll use her more, but what I know she was doing is she would say things, actually the woman did go over this, but she would say things that were the truth. And then she would sprinkle in a lie or a baiting thing to get kind of tacit consent on your agreement to it. So in the emails I noticed, this is Odette, she's saying this and this thing, she's recalling this and this thing, this is honest. But then she'd sprinkle in things like, well, when I called you a white girl, you flipped out. Never happened. I'm unconcerned that you have any evidence of that, because it's horseshit. Okay? And then when I kind of busted her for being involved, then you can see it becomes very obvious that she's lying. She's giving very vague statements of dismissive defensiveness. She's uncooperative. She's not trying to get the root of what the discrepancy is. She just keeps invalidating. Dominance, invalidating. And she just keeps critiquing like things that are sort of irrelevant in a way, like, well, you didn't answer that thoroughly enough, and then I write a whole bunch, and she goes, oh, well, you must be correct because you wrote a whole bunch, right? And she's not actually directly answering anything that I've stated that might be worthwhile. Why? Because she's busted. And then it's hurling insults, making nonsense statements, and it's actually very obvious. To me, probably more than you, because I know her so well and it wasn't like her. Okay? And then it's control. I'm gonna remember you like this, and this is all you are, and this and that. You're not this and that, and she just keeps telling me who I am according to her. But she's not addressing what the conflicts are at all. Nancy, I really don't know well enough to tell you what it would be, but if I were to guess, just based on the little that I do know, I would say she'd be more prone, now I could be wrong, I don't know her well enough to know, but I'd say she'd be more prone to like emotional manipulation. She might cry, she might get catty, she might get aggressive, or hostile, or what I would suspect Nancy would do is prepare her script to sound like a writer. She might have literally written it down. And so I would, if I were looking at her stuff, I would say, is this memorized? Does she have pre-planned lines? Because I would suspect she would literally write it down and think, how do I, now it's Nancy's role to come off as the writer. Okay, so she's going to try to do that. And so she might throw in something that sounds pretty poetic, or something that sounds a bit clever or well stated, but see if it sounds scripted. I bet you it is. So, just some more things to look at.